Alrighty, hey guys, Stan the Man here. Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be continuing our countdown to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Now, this WrestleMania we're going to review is pretty special to me because this is the first one I ever went to. And that is WrestleMania 35, which was at MetLife Stadium in New York City. It was just... I started driving there at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and, we just sat there for hours, plenty of entertainment in the parking lot, listening. You're outside the arena in the parking lot, and they're just blaring the music, testing everything. It was very incredible, just packed all the way to the brim. And then, there's nothing comparing like it when you're walking through the hallway by the concession and you're getting basically like little peeks between the openings of what the stage looks like and that. But man, you guys know when you see it in the movies and shit, when you walk out and everything slows down and you're just like, it's true, man. It really is true. It was wonderful, and there's nothing that I can really describe or really compare it to, but enough with the nostalgic giddy shit feel. Let's get right into this match card. Now, the first match we're going to start off with is Batista taking on Triple H in a no-holds-barred match. Now, this was awesome. I got to see Triple H in one of his last matches, and good matches, too. I assume almost everyone on here knows that Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time, so I was happy to see him. And Batista's my number 3 favorite wrestler of all time. I grew up watching these guys, and they were just two of my favorites. But anyways, what started this whole thing is Batista attacked Ric Flair at his 70th birthday bash on Raw backstage. Like, hey, Triple H, do I have your attention now? And, it all started back in Evolution that Triple H just got to do everything he wanted, and Batista pointed out that you've done everything in this company but beat me. So, that was definitely a thing to make it, but Ric Flair is like one of Triple H's best friends in the entire world, so that's definitely what made it really personal. So we make it to the match, which overall, I actually thought it was really good. There were some crazy spots where, like, when Triple H whacks Batista over the back with steel chains, where he rips his nose ring out in the middle of the match. They go through the table, spinebuster on the stairs, sledgehammer to the skull. It's everything you could ask for in a Triple H match. They did every single spot imaginable that Triple H does, and he did almost like a whacking Superman punch to Batista. He jumped off the steps and hit him with it and pedigreed him and got the win. And even his entrance on the motorcycle with the desert scene in the background, man, it was just so badass. But it was nice to see at the end of the match he celebrated with Ric Flair. And also after that match, Batista had announced his retirement, and honestly, what better way to go with going against one of your biggest formal rivals ever. Triple H basically made Batista a household name after he defeated him and shit like that, so it was kind of like almost a circle back moment in a way. Okay, up next we have Kofi Kingston taking on Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Now, this was basically just one of the best underdog stories ever. I don't think Kofi really necessarily won like an Elimination Chamber or a Rumble, but Vince himself was just making Kofi go through all these crazy matches each week. You have to do a handicap match, you have to do a gauntlet match, you have to do this, you have to do that. And, sure enough, Kofi Kingston made it through everything and got to be in one of the main events against Daniel Bryan. Overall, the match was really good. Daniel Bryan could have a good match with a mop. He's just that good. And Kofi Kingston, the high flyer, charismatic guy that he is, he's just always entertaining too. He put on an amazing match. In the end, Kofi Kingston hits that Trouble in Paradise on Daniel Bryan and wins the WWE Championship for the first time ever in his career. And it was nice too. He was crying, of course. Xavier Woods and Big E were in the ring celebrating with him. His two kids, everything. It was just, excuse me, it was just a sight to behold. It was really a good thing to be a part of. It's a shame a few months later he got squashed. Literally by Brock Lesnar in like 10 seconds in a match, which it sucks that they did him that way. And he never got a rematch, but you know what? It was still a feel-good moment, and you can't take that away from him, and I'm sure that was one of his favorite spots in his career ever. And then last but not least, we start with the first match. Brock Lesnar defending the Universal Championship against Seth freaking Rollins. Now, it was just cool because I'd never seen Brock Lesnar before, and this is the only time I've ever seen him. Paul Heyman hyping up the crowd, just doing his announcing for Brock Lesnar, the reigning, defending, undisputed champion. Like, dude, you could really feel it. And, Rollins comes out, Lesnar attacks him before the match, suplexes him on the outside, F5s him, throws him head first into the apron, all sorts of stuff, brings him into the ring, brings him to Suplex City. But there's the one part where Rollins, hits him with the low blow, kicks him in the face, curb stomps him, falls on his face, gets up, goes into the corner, curb stomps him again, hits it one more time, and he slays the Beast right then and there. Like, yes, it actually technically wasn't really a good match, no, but the Brock Lesnar matches are so fast-paced, and they're finisher fest like that. That's just how they are, but everyone cheered louder and louder and louder. Every time Seth Rollins hit a curb stomp, everyone was just louder each time. It was great, and, everyone felt so good, too, because Brock Lesnar was one of those guys, he never defended the title hardly ever, and he was never on TV. The title itself was never on TV, so to have Seth Rollins win that title, basically bring it home to Raw and TV, it was just a feel-good moment. And he held that title for quite a long time. He defended it quite a few times, too. Overall, I think he did a really good job with it. But, yeah, guys, so, I'm almost man enough to say this wasn't really one of the greatest WrestleManias ever. I think WrestleMania 40 was a lot better. But, you know what? I can't complain. I got to see Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Triple H, Batista. So, no way am I going to complain about this show. The show was still absolutely amazing, but just compared to other WrestleManias, obviously it wasn't. But, yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this one. If you haven't checked out any of these other WrestleMania Countdown videos, go ahead and check them out. I'll put them in the end of the video here for you to check out, but yeah, that's going to be it for this. And I'll see you in the next video where we will be reviewing WrestleMania 36.